Now we are at Arab Street. This is my first episode on shoot Film Kakis in Singapore. Lily and me like vintage camera, and today we're going to feature my made by Singapore camera, the Rollei 35 SE, and her Leica I camera. So both are also zone focusing, and it's a technique that you kind of estimate the distance and shoot. So maybe Lily would like to tell me more about your camera and why you like about your camera.
This was manufactured in 1930, and this is around 1949, 1950. In the olden days, as Charles mentioned, they just give you a small little funnel here, where you just use it to compose your picture, and that's all. There's no.
So it's just for framing, yeah?
Yeah, for framing. Okay. There's no meter, nothing at all.
Just a metal box with a lens.
And there's didn't tell you what is the distance, and so later on they came up with this. This one is more for scientific purpose, and this one is. It doesn't even have.
Yeah, it doesn't have a viewfinder, right?
For framing.
Yeah.
So it's just a little box where you just let light in to go onto the film and you take your picture. So, how do you frame?
Yes, how do you frame it?
They came up with this around the same time. It still looks very new.
Okay. So this is a what?
It's like something that you found.
Viewfinder.
Yeah, viewfinder.
Okay.
Something that you find. I
it's
think this. You remember the rifle,
olden days.
the
The plane, right? Why are there two cold shoe there?
This is for the framing. This is for the rangefinder.
Oh.
But the rangefinder will be something that is going up.
Okay. Okay. I see.
So I decided not to use the rangefinder because it's too many things jutting out.
Yeah.
So I decided to practice on what you call zone focusing. For me, is I think in feet. So what I do is I imagine how many of me. So that is the number of feet from this point to the other point. In zone focusing, on the lens itself, you will have the number of feet. So you just change to the number of feet, right? For instance, you estimated from here to here is 10 feet. You just change to 10 feet. To be safe, I usually shoot around, if the light is not so good, at least f4. If I can get away with 2.8, because my zone focusing is very good, I'll be able to get away with 2.8.
Yeah.
But other than that, try to shoot at 4, 5.6 or even 8.
I noticed that too. When I first got this camera, as usual, like everybody else, you want the bokeh, thick, So I was like, okay, that's why I bought SE, and it's 2.8, right? So I thought, hey, fine, I can play with 2.8, it'll be nice, right, to get the bokeh. So my first was like, I think I only got 5 out of 35 sharp. Then I was thinking that maybe I just waste money by buying something that I couldn't use. It's made by Singapore, so I must know how to use it. So I used the second roll. I still, I got a bit better with the estimation, but still I think I get maybe 8 out of 36. Then finally one day I got pissed off. I said, okay, look, I got to understand how people use this camera. So I realized, people used to shoot at f3.5, 4, 5.6 and 8, and maybe that's the reason why they do it. And then because there's more tolerance and less mistake you can make. So I thought, okay, fine, let's try shooting one more roll at least, 8, f8 or f4 and all that. Okay, this is how you shoot a zone focusing camera or olden camera whereby you don't need to have a f2 and all that. F3.5 and all that is all you need, and you have a very forgiving tolerance, and you can get good pictures.
And then of course some of you will say, why bother? I go through all this torture.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get an automatic
Yeah.
camera?
Yeah.
But sometimes using zone focusing, I can shoot faster than even an automatic camera. There are situations when there's not enough light or very confusing light, and the autofocus is not fast enough. For me, I know that my subject is within 10 feet. I just shoot. I'm not worried whether the light change or the light is not there. As long as it's within my zone of focusing, it will be sharp. So that's why I begin to enjoy. I really think if you go and set your camera to everything manual, you learn much more.
Yeah.
And you enjoy much more, because you know that whatever beautiful picture you manage to produce, it is your own and not the camera.
Yeah. It's kind of, you feel the achievement that you make the photo, not just the camera. The camera is, it's just to help you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And look at these two cameras, by the way. Look at that. They are really compact. Collapse it, and this is how it looks like. It's so compact. You just put it in a pocket and take it out and just put the f4, and then you just estimate this distance and just snap all the way. It's faster than your point and shoot camera. Yeah, it's like this how in the olden days that people shoot a camera like this, and this thing works amazing until now.
And this one has no battery, nothing. Even if you were to go to the Antarctica, minus 30 degrees, you can still use this camera. That's the beauty of it. It's really beautiful. After 95 years, it's still well kept, treasured.
Yeah, I have one of these Leica I, the later version, that come with a rangefinder and a viewfinder thing, and I love that one too. At first I was like, what are these knobs here, knob there, all this crazy thing how you shoot, and so you have to turn this and turn that, but once you get the hang of it, it's like it's amazing. Now tell me how you operate this camera. I see so many knobs here. Maybe educate our audience here who might be interested in this camera.
It's actually very simple. Let's say you're shooting an ice cream store about 10 feet away. Yeah, you're standing there, ice cream store, or anybody that is walking within the 10 feet.
So you snap, advance, and set shutter speed for the next photo.
Shutter speed, you want to shoot at 125. The meter is telling you that if you shoot at 125, you probably, to get good light, you have to do at 5.6. So you turn your aperture to 5.6.
Okay.
And then you know the distance, 10 feet. Then you wait for the action to happen. I use this viewfinder.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can, while looking at this, I can see what's going on over there. I can watch out for photobomb.
Okay, I see.
Right.
And I also noticed that this olden days stuff, right? The film counter, you have to turn.
You have to set it.
And when you load the film, right?
When you load the film, you have to remember to set it
to 0, the arrow there pointing
to 0. Then you start with 1. If you forget to do that, then you just keep on shooting until it comes to the end.
Because you lost count already, right?
Yes.
Okay. As for my camera, I guess it's similar in some ways. Except we have less button. Basically, they try to keep it simple, right? There's nothing much on top. This is just for the battery for the light meter, and then everything is at the bottom instead of on top, right? They keep it simple and squeeze everything at the bottom, make it tiny and small. So this is the one that you can rewind the film, and this is where the cold shoe is, where you attach, instead of attaching the light on top, flashlight usually on top, this is attached at the bottom. So to keep it compact, that's why you say the size is so much different. And one different thing about Rollei is that usually the advance lever is on the right side, but this is on the left side. So you snap and you wind here. So it's very, very different compared to the Leica. It makes really solid material, but this is basically very, very very thin material. And okay, if I remove this, right, see, it's just like thin metal sheet, and bend into shapes and then just slide it in. That's all. So compared to the Leica, actually, it's kind of less premium in some ways, in terms of the way it's built. But nevertheless, it's a fun camera to use, and the reason like me and a lot of people buy it because it's made by Singapore. For this camera also, it's also unique because you have these two dials in front. You set your ASA here, then after that you can turn this to set your aperture. You set aperture by turning this knob here, and then you have the shutter speed on this side. Okay, so basically everything is made in a way that it could save space and make this as compact as possible. It looks complicated because so many dials, but when you understand how to use this, it's very fast and very easy to use. Yeah, just one setting, and then of course, then there you go. Now it's time to show off some of the picture we took with our lovely cameras, and maybe ladies first. You want to share about your first photo?
Now all the pictures here, photo here, taken with this camera.
The first picture is I can see Tiong Bahru Bakery, right?
Yes, Tiong Bahru
and it's
Bakery.
Black and white, yeah.
Yes.
So
I took of this couple having their breakfast there. And as you know, to take street photography, you really have to be discreet and fast.
Yeah.
You cannot bring a big camera.
Yeah.
You cannot zoom in and zoom out.
Yeah.
You have to estimate the distance.
But somehow you're not very discreet. He's staring at you. He's probably wondering what is this lady doing with that funny looking thing.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, next one we have.
This one is quite easy to take because this is a favorite spot for tourists. This was taken pre-COVID.
Oh, pre-COVID, yeah.
Pre-COVID.
All this, okay, by the way, all these pictures are pre-COVID, okay? So people will no mask and all that.
She was posing for her friends.
Oh, okay.
These are tourists.
I see.
And I know this is a favorite spot, so I zone focus this place first. I know I've taken my metering and I just wait for interesting people to come along to pose for me.
Yeah.
But actually they're posing for their friends.
Yeah. Okay,
so
cool.
it makes the photo interesting because there's light, shadow, and so on.
Yeah. Okay. And this one is.
This one is I don't know this couple. I happen
Again.
to pass.
Okay.
Yeah, this is street photography.
Yeah.
I happened to pass by and I saw this couple having a photo shoot.
Oh.
So I sneaked in
Yeah.
or sneaked near them, and I took their photo.
Well, I think if they see this picture, they probably like pay you for it, lah. Yeah. Okay, let's see next. I can see a beautiful girl.
Yeah, this is. I was actually photographing the flower.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so
I'm a guy, I tell the girl, she'll scold me.
So
Yeah,
I have, no, actually, it's very interesting. I was metering the flower, and I have zone focus the flower, and I was just about to click the shutter.
Then the girl came along.
Suddenly, the girl came along and did a selfie together with the flower. And this is the type of photo that I would love to have.
Spontaneous,
make it so interesting.
Yeah, spontaneous and capture that moment. Moving forward, okay.
This one I shot this because the light was a bit difficult. It was really
hot, right?
very bright, very hot, and I like this place because it reminds me of the curry puff that I used to buy. So I just have to wait, stand at the roadside, and wait for interesting.
So how long do you wait for this to?
I think probably about 10 minutes or
Wow.
so.
Okay. And usually I'll just wait for like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Don't have gone. Just take. Sorry. I'm that kind, like, walk past and shoot. I cannot just stand there and wait for something to happen. Okay, next one.
This one is also a difficult shot because I was going to take the photo of this man who was sitting at the
sitting
corner.
down. Okay.
Yeah? But at the same time, I have to be aware that the light on the right side is very, very bright. So the metering, this is where the skill in metering comes in. You ask yourself what you want to show, What is it that are not important? So what I did is that I meter where the umbrella man is,
Okay.
and then I can still be able to show the
you can
light.
see the gradual
Yes,
darkness
from dark to light.
the light, and still get all the details that you want. Very good, very interesting. That's with the Leica I-C, okay, by Lily. Okay, now we go to my pictures now, okay. This is a Ilford HP5 Plus ISO 400 film. This was my 4th or 5th roll using this Rollei 35SE. Just shoot at f4, 5.6 or 8. That's why I got better pictures, you know. And there was an Indian temple, and happened that day there was some kind of festival going on. I was like holding it up, not really looking even at the viewfinder, you know, just like holding up. And I was surprised that the picture, the framing was like perfect, and see all the details were there, you know. So, and then next to it, there's this the Chinese temple, you know, and the famous temple, the Guan Yin, at Waterloo there. So a lot of people like, you know, worshipping and all that, and this is all zone focusing. And then what I like about this is like, you know, the back is really pitch dark. Then come to the middle part a bit, you can see a bit more details, and then from the front part, the light was so harsh, and you can see, you know, the different tone of lights. So the third one is, I guess you should know all of them, right? Yeah, because everybody have a kind of a bit of distance, right? Different distance.
That's why I say you need
and I
to
think I shoot this at f8 if I'm not wrong.
That's
So end up, and I wasn't standing too far also. So I said, okay, I try my luck and shoot. I said, and it turned out beautiful, and you still can see a little bit of that of you behind. And yeah, all the beautiful smile. I'm glad I got this shot. If not, they'll kill me. Okay, the next shot. Okay, I like this shot is because, like, you know, we were crossing the road to I think Arab Street or something. Yeah, I think Arab Street. We are at this junction where this tour bus came by, because the glass are usually tinted, and I'm not sure whether I'll see details through the glass. But when it was developed and you know, and I scanned it, I was amazed that, you know, I could still see the details of the people, you know, looking at us and all that. Okay, next one. Okay, so we arrived at Arab Street. So this was quite interesting. But this couple, and I saw the lady holding up the camera doing a selfie with, I think, the husband or boyfriend. So I just walked past and said, okay, quick. I was like, so I just set everything already. So I just pick it up and just
You caught the moment.
Exactly.
And they're not even aware that you've taken their photo.
Yeah, because the sound is so soft, right? So soft, and the camera.
And it's just a small little box.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of discreet for this small tiny camera also. And then the last one. This one was I guess maybe they're having some photography session.
Shoot.
Yeah, modeling shoot. So happened they were there. Then we walked past, and then I saw the girl posing. Quickly take a shot of the young girl taking photo. And I don't have to do any setting. I just take it up, look to the the viewfinder, and just snap. And that's it. And without them knowing I've taken a picture, you can see the depth of field, and also, you know, she's all dark, you know, and then she's all light. So there's a contrast in both of them also, you know, and that's why I think it's quite an interesting photo that I want to share. So we have shown you that, you know, what amazing things that this little box and this very old camera can do.
Yeah, 95
one is old, one is small. They don't have a focusing patch.
It's still working.
Yeah, you have to learn through estimation.
They just set at f8 and
that's what the journalists or photographer in the past, during that time, they do. That's why, by understanding how this camera works, actually, you know, it's not as complicated as some of the digital camera where you have to go through the menus, this and that. Seriously, you just have a few knobs and buttons, and then you are ready to go, right? Final word from you to describe film photography.
Film photography is all about going deliberately slow, and it's the process that I love. After pushing this button, the shutter button, that's not the end. It's just the beginning, because you don't know what you have shot.
Yeah, quite true. So keep shooting. We'll see you another time with another friend, another Film Kaki. Okay. Thank you, Lily, for today.
My pleasure.
Yes. Thank you for sharing your precious camera and your skill in zoom focusing. We will feature you another time when we talk about, because you know you're a lot of cameras, right? So we will probably see her again with another camera. I know she got other interesting camera, but because today we want to start with something interesting, which is zoom focusing and and this Singapore camera. So we are in Singapore, so we should start with something like Singapore, right? So that's why I approached her to do a zoom focusing thing. So thank you everybody. See you.
Bye.
Bye bye.